everyone, you got Crasher here, bringing you guys another video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present you guys with our first episode of Crasher Talks. And in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about cancel culture. Now, what cancel culture is more or less the boycotting of an individual, of a company, of a product, etc. Now, there's a lot of potential reasons behind this cancel culture of whatever it is that is being canceled on. So, say for example, you have a celebrity who shares a very unpopular opinion and the majority of people disagree, and I mean disagreeing severely, you know, almost to the point where that person's career is in serious jeopardy. Now, it just doesn't have to be an unpopular opinion shared that could potentially end this person's career. It could be for other reasons as well, such as, you know, doing something that's like really shitty, and it gets a lot of your fan base outraged. You know, they start calling you out and stuff like that. I guess you could say that this kind of ties in as well with call out and outrage culture as well. Two very similar concepts to the likes of cancel culture, you know, because it involves the majority of people, you know, calling you out, turning their backs on you, and, you know, being really outraged with you in general. So let's take the most recent attempt at cancel culture as an example, being involving James Charles. Now, James Charles is a very massive public figure, got millions of subscribers, millions of followers, you know, has their own makeup line and everything else and all that stuff. Now, with this situation right here, it all started pretty much where there was a bunch of allegations that came out about James Charles, and then there was someone who was a relatively big YouTuber that made a video more or less exposing James Charles with pretty much everything under the sun. Now, the thing is that a lot of people were quick to jump on the cancel culture wagon and start unsubbing from James Charles, no longer supporting James Charles, this, that, and everything else, and it just led into a very horrific mess. Now, here's the thing, is that this right here, cancel culture, is a double-edged sword, because this right here is a very powerful concept, you know? And it's especially a powerful tool for the haters of the person that is getting, I guess you could say, canceled, because obviously when it comes to you being a public figure, you are eventually going to have your haters. Now, this right here is just going to absolutely just be lapped up, if you will, by the haters, and they will go so far with it. They will spread the hate, they will spread all this negativity about that said person, and even go as far as to aid in spreading those allegations to further ruin that individual. Now, the thing is, right, is that for me personally, you know, I'm not someone that exactly is a fan of cancel culture, because I'm just like, well, wait a second now. It's like, how about we hear out what they have to say first? How about we hear out all sides of the story, okay? There is three sides to every situation. There's your side, there's their side, and then there's the truth. So anyways, the thing is with the James Charles situation is that his career took a horrendous hit. He lost millions of subscribers and currently holds the record as most subscribers lost in a day with, like, I think 1.3 million or something like that. I'm just like, holy shit, that's just crazy right there. So eventually James Charles came out with a video to explain his side of things and defend himself, and I'm just like, holy shit. So, I mean, I'm thinking it's like, you know, the gears are kind of turning a little bit, you know? It's like, perhaps there was a lot of people that were wrong to jump on the hate wagon of James Charles, and I'm just thinking, it's like, well, that's what happens when people jump to conclusions rather than doing further research first. So, that's something that PewDiePie actually had talked about in one of his videos recently, and here's the thing, is that I'm actually a fan of PewDiePie, not just for, you know, his goofiness and his jokes and all that stuff, his memes, but the thing is that the guy is actually, like, a very smart and mature man. Now, of course, with me mentioning this situation right here, you know, I don't want there to be any misunderstandings or anything like that. I don't have any ill will towards anyone here in this situation, but I want to use this situation as an example of this topic known as cancel culture. And here's the thing, is that cancel culture is a very dangerous concept, you know? It it could ruin someone's career like that. And James Charles is an example of someone who nearly had his career ended. You know, it seemed like things were very, very grim. You know, things were tanking. You know, he was not going to recover, but he ended up recovering. You know, he's recovering his losses, and it just kind of goes to show that, you know, people really, really got to watch out. And, you know, rather than jump on the hate bandwagon of someone, you know, how about listen to what they have to say first and, you know, judge from there. Do your own research and come up with your own informed conclusions rather than, you know, basing things, you know, basing your decisions and your conclusions off of the actions and words of other people. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, there are situations when it comes to cancel culture involving someone that has unrefutable evidence against them. Like, it's out in the open. There is no way that you can twist and manipulate it. You know, you could have someone that objectively has done something really, really horrible that has more or less deserved the backlash when it comes to cancel culture, outrage culture, whatever. Now, the thing is also is that, like I said before, you know, you should probably wait to hear that person out and see what they have to say. You know, they could apologize for what it is that they have done. Now, of course, a simple apology isn't going to settle things right then and there. It's obviously going to take more than that. It's going to take the actions of that person. You know, actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? I still think anybody and everyone deserves to be heard out. Anyone that is, you know, on the receiving end of cancel culture, you know, backlash, whatever, they deserve to be heard out because, you know, they could be saying things that hasn't been highlighted in that situation up until that very point, you know? And that right there could kind of turn things around a little bit. It's just like, okay, well, that's interesting. You know, I never knew about that. You know, WTF, you know, person that's against this person that is getting all this backlash. You know, why didn't you mention that kind of thing, right? So, you know, I just kind of want to put that out there right there and put my 2 cents in overall on the concept of cancel culture. It is a double-edged sword. It is a very, very dangerous thing to wield, and it is something that could be very detrimental to another person's livelihood and career. So be mindful, think before you speak, and, you know, be considerate of everyone that is in this situation, because you don't know the true story until all the pieces of the puzzle is put together, and then you can come up with your own informed opinions. But just because you have an exposed piece right then and there coming out about someone, it's like, well, okay, you know, let's have a look here and see what's going on, and then, you know, kind of weigh things out and then wait to hear from that person that got exposed, and then, you know, kind of go from there. Now, of course, if it's something, you know, that's really kind of, I guess, trivial or something like that, like, say if you're mad at someone because, I don't know, they said something that, you know, countered your opinion or your argument about a certain subject, you know, then that right there is kind of no reason to hate on someone. I mean, you know, there is such a thing as called being in the wrong, and it could happen to everyone. You know, it just doesn't have to happen to celebrities. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to fans. Could happen to anyone, like I just said. So here's the thing, is that I want you guys to make sure that, you know, moving forward, when it comes to this sort of, I guess you could say, subject or the series known as Crasher Talks, whatever we discuss, you know, let's keep an open mind and let's keep everything clean and right down the middle. Even if it is involving something that is objectively bad, you know, let's kind of weigh things out. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to take a clean and down the middle approach when it comes to this series moving forward and just overall in the direction here of this channel. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this talk, then make sure you leave a like and comment down below. And I'm also open to taking suggestions on, you know, future subjects that we talk about here in this series known as Crasher Talks. Now, also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing more with this channel, such as vlogs and pretty much anything else that we can come up with, you know what I'm saying? And also fitness related as well, because, you know, like I said, I'm currently going through a challenge where I want to lose weight and look good by August, preferably get down to 165 or 160, whatever. So with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to view my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have yourself a damn good day.